Welcome to my channel, Math with Amina. We will continue with our second question, which asks to enlist the next four odd numbers after 107. I have solved all the parts of this question so that we can cover it in less time. So the next four odd numbers after 107. Odd numbers, we define them as the numbers that are not completely divisible by 2. We always have 1 as a remainder. In here we are given 107, which is an odd number, so if we divide it by 2 in here as I have shown it, we always get a remainder of 1. How can we find our next four odd numbers? By adding 2 integers to the already existing odd numbers. So we have 107, so we add 2 integers, we get 109. Then we add 2 integers to this, we get our second odd number, that is 111. Then we add then we add 2 integers to 111 and we get our third odd number, which is 113. Then adding 2 integers to it, we get our fourth odd number, which is 114. So these four are the next four odd numbers after 107. The second part asks for 4 consecutive even numbers between 2008 and 2030. So even numbers opposite to the odd numbers are the numbers that are completely divisible by 2 and they do not give us any remainder. 2008 as an even number, I have shown it to you in here that if we divide it by 2, 2 into 1 is equal to 2, then we bring the next digit down, 2 into 0 is equal to 0, 2 into 0 is equal to 0, and then 2 into 4 is equal to 8 with no remainder in here. So 4 consecutive, it means that we should not skip any even number in the sequence and write them one after another. So there is no gap between the even numbers that comes between 2008 and 2030. So we have to find again already existing even number. We have to add 2 integers to it, so we get 2010. Then adding 2 integers, we get 2012. Adding 2 integers to the already existing even number, we get our next even number, that is 2014, and then 2016. These are the 4 consecutive even numbers between 2008 and 2030. All odd numbers, the third part asks for, which are between 993 and 1007. One of the identification point of the odd numbers is that they always end in 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So 993 and 1007 being the odd numbers themselves. Again, we are going to implement the same rule. In order to find the other odd numbers, we have to take a start with the first one given to us by adding 2 integers. So 993 plus 2 gives 995, which is our next odd number. Then adding 2 integer, we get 997. This way we solve it. 999, 1001, 1003 and 1005 are the all odd numbers between 993 and 1007. The fourth part asks for the first 5 square numbers, the numbers that are the result of the square. So it is 1, 4, 9, 16 and 25. These are the square numbers because we have received them after squaring the first 5 numbers. Squaring 1, we get 1. Squaring 2, we get 4. Squaring 3, we get 9. Squaring 4, we get 16. And squaring 5, we get 25. So these are the square numbers. The fifth part asks for 4 decimal fractions that are smaller than 0.5. We have plenty of smaller fractions than 0.5. It can be 0.45, 0.48, 0.47, or in order to simply understand them better, 0.4 is less than 0.5, 0.3 is less than 0.5, 0.2 is a decimal fraction that is less than 0.5, and 0.1. So these are all the decimal fractions that are smaller than 0.5. The sixth part of the question asks for 4 vulgar fractions that are greater than 1 over 2 but smaller than 3 by 4. So in here we are using the term vulgar fraction. Vulgar fraction means the fractions that can be written as a p by q form, in which p indicates the numerator and q indicates the denominator. So any fraction that can be written in the p by q form, that is the vulgar fraction. We have given it this name so that we can differentiate them from the decimal fractions. So in here we know that we are having 1 by 2, which is equal to 0.5, and we are having 3 by 4 given in the question, which is equal to 0.75. So we have to find the vulgar fractions that are greater than 0.5 and less than 0.75. There is an easy method for doing so. We take the average of the already given two vulgar fractions. Taking the average of it, we have 1 over 2 plus 3 by 4 divided by 2. Now in here we cannot proceed further because the denominator of these two vulgar fractions are not the same. So in order to bring them to the same, 1 over 2 we multiply it with 2 by 2. This way we get 2 by 4. Taking this back into the expression, we get 2 by 4 plus 3 by 4. Now the denominators are the same, we can proceed with our calculations further. So the numerators are added. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. 5 by 4 divided by 2. We can also express it as 5 by 4 divided by 2. The reciprocal of divided by 2 is 1 over multiplied by 1 over 2. So again the multiplication takes place. 5 into 1 is equal to 5 and 4 into 2 is equal to 8. So the next or the first vulgar fraction that is greater than 1 by 2 and smaller than 3 by 4 is 5 by 8, and 5 by 8 is equal to 0.625. 0.625 is definitely greater than 0.5 and less than 0.75. In here again, in order to find the second vulgar fraction, we can take any two of the vulgar fractions we are having. Two are given, we can take any one of the given one. For example, I have taken 1 over 2 and 5 over 8. This is the one that we have found. So again the same procedure implements. We take the average, bring the denominators to the same values, then put it in the expression, then find the reciprocal of the division by 2, and then we do the multiplication and find our next vulgar fraction, which is equal to 0.5625. This is the vulgar fraction that is between 0.5 and 0.625. So it is 0.5625. So the second one. Then among the 4 vulgar fraction, we can take the combination of any two. In here I have taken 5 by 8 and 3 by 4. So between these two, the vulgar fraction that is less than 0.75 and greater than 0.5, you will find the same average method has been implemented. The denominators are brought to the same value. Then the reciprocal of the division by 2 is taken, multiplication takes place, and we get our third vulgar fraction, which is equal to 0.6875. The fourth one is done in the same manner. We get 11 over 16 plus 3 by 4. Again, the denominators are brought to the same value. Calculations are being done. The reciprocal of division by 2 is taken, which is 1 over 2, multiplication 1 over 2. And then we get our fourth vulgar fraction, which is 23 over 32. Once again, let me remind you that when we find the different vulgar fractions, for the next one we can find we can take any combination of the already existing vulgar fractions. So the 4 vulgar fractions that we found is 5 by 8, 9 over 16, 11 over 16, and 23 over 32. If you see the values, they are greater than 0.5 and less than 0.75. That's all for now. Happy learning and goodbye.